Hello, Shadwell here, ready to talk about the next film in my collection, Mama Dracula from 1980. It's the 19th film in the 50 Driving Movie Classics collection, is directed by Boris Schulzinger, and stars Louise Fletcher and Maria Schneider. This movie is wild and crazy and all over the map. It's horror, it's comedy, it's very, very campy. Actually, other than some characters being from the pantheon of horror, it isn't actually very horrific, so let's just call it a campy comedy. Sorry about the repeated photos in this review. I was only able to find a couple of photographs from this film, and it was enough to actually show them, but not enough to not have to repeat a couple throughout the review. Like I was saying, this movie is all over the map. It starts out with a quick exposition dump about Count S. Dracula, who, instead of drinking the blood of virgins, bathes in the blood of virgins. However, her two pet twin brother vampires drink blood like regular vampires do, so I guess we've got that horror trope, but other than vampires are drinking blood, that is where the horror ends and the wackiness begins. A professor is brought over from New York City who knows how to make artificial blood, and even though the film buries the lead in about 35 minutes later, he is brought over because finding virgins is difficult in this day and age, and so he is to be tasked with turning a little bit of virgin blood into a lot of virgin blood, to which he requests 10 fucking gallons of virgin blood, which is 9 or 10 virgins worth if you weren't aware. Then the film goes off the fucking rails because a cop falls under Countess Dracula's allure, who is being searched for by a stand-in mock-up of Sherlock Holmes, and the professor falls in love with her, but because movie is movie, she ends up becoming the new Countess Dracula and marrying the two twin brother vampires and having several babies with them. If that sounds weird, it's because it absolutely is, and all of it makes very little narrative sense, nor is it justified through the plot very well. Things just happen because they happen in this movie, and we're supposed to be okay with that, which, as you can probably tell, I'm altogether not. Although I do appreciate the tongue-in-cheek tone of the film, I certainly would have liked it if it made a lick of damn sense. Although the opening titles of the film being revealed in a multi-paged menu as being read through by the professor was an early signal that this film had promise, it quickly devolves into insanity less than 20 minutes later, and it never quite gets its head above water for the rest of its short 90-minute runtime. I'm gonna give Mama Dracula a D- and wish it had been the blaxploitation movie I had originally imagined when I heard that title. Tomorrow it's the documentary The Battle Over Citizen Kane. See y'all then.